All right. Welcome everyone to episode 2 of Heroes Day Off, the Cross-Over Vtuber Podcast, where I like to invite fellow creators where we're all just nerds who like to make something worthwhile with ourselves. I'm here today with CrashStar, the Henshin Hero Vtuber, and he's also a voice actor. Crash, please introduce yourself and talk a little bit more about yourself.
Henshin, hello, I'm CrashStar, Henshin Hero voice actor and VTuber. I pretty much stream almost every day on twitch.tv CrashStar_VT, I think is what my thing is, I forget. The only days I don't really stream are Mondays or Wednesdays, but I enjoy RPGs, character action games, and fighting games, although I've mainly been leaning toward RPGs. And actually, I've been doing live dubs with fellow voice actors on Thursdays and Fridays.
Oh, yeah. It's all really good stuff. Sometimes whenever I would tune into Crash's streams, he'll be playing some games like Project Cross Zone, Wild Arms. Yeah, you've got some pretty good choices with what games to stream.
Yeah, about that. So for Wild Arms is a funny story. I put this to a vote in my Discord server, the Cozy Cosmos, of like, hey, I'm gonna be doing casual live dubs on Thursdays. And I put it to a vote. It's like, okay, here are your 3 options. You got Chrono Trigger, you got Wild Arms the first, and then you got Final Fantasy VI. Surprisingly enough, Wild Arms was winning for a hot second, but then, Chrono Trigger took it over, and now we moved on to Wild Arms. Surprised FF6 didn't get quite as many votes. Project Cross Zone, I'm glad I have the rest of my voice cast with me to crack jokes, because those games are very long in the tooth. There's a reason why they usually just have compilations of all the super moves on YouTube.
Yeah. I've seen all the cutscenes that you guys would dub over, and whenever I see that, I think to myself, oh geez, I can't imagine reading all this shit by myself if I stream them. It's usually why I just play RPGs on my own, and then whenever I do stream an RPG on a very rare occasion, I just focus on the gameplay. Also, one of my mods, Brodo Comment, sup Brodo, he says that you're pretty based for streaming Project Cross Zone.
Cross Zone 2 is on the docket, but in the meantime, we're currently on an intermission playing stories from Soul the Gundog, and then we'll be doing Super Robot Wars Moon Dwellers.
Super Robot Wars. Oh, that's so awesome. I've never really played much of Super Robot Wars. Oh, yeah, in case anyone here doesn't know what Super Robot Wars is. So, Super Robot Wars is this strategy RPG, although from what I played, there's not really much strategy. But the big selling point is that it is a crossover of super mecha anime characters. You got robots like Get a Robo, Mazinger Z. I've seen some cameos from Gurren Lagann as well. And there was even an appearance from even an obscure RPG called Live Alive. They have their own super robot called Buriki Dayo, also known as Steel Titan. I thought it was pretty awesome.
It is pretty rad, and the newest one, I think it's Gamma. I think that's what Y stands for. They have Jet Jaguar from the newest Godzilla show. I'm pretty sure. Hang on, I forget some of the other ones. That was the big one that I remembered. But the reason why we were actually touching on this is because my girlfriend and I had a bit of a childhood nostalgia for Super Robot Wars Endless Frontier, which had Hacken Browning, voiced by one of my favorite seiyus, Nobuyuki Hiyama. And then we started from there, and then we just kind of played the sequel that never came out to the West. Thank God for fan dubbers, or fan subbers, I guess. And then we moved on to Cross Zone. Then we'll do Moon Dwellers, which is kind of like the last Hacken game, and then on to Cross Zone 2.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting lineup of games, dude.
They're long ones. They are long in the tooth. I'll probably be done with them before the year's over. I don't know. Probably not. Who knows?
Wow.
So my girlfriend has had to make a massive spreadsheet of literally whenever every character shows up, how long they'll be there, and how many lines they have. She has so much damn patience.
She sounds like a keeper.
She is.
Yeah. Also, our friend Maya is here. Hi, Maya. How's it going? What, blasting steak? Wait, are you trying to do some kind of attack game on your own? I mean, okay, we're both superheroes with obvious tokusatsu influences, so attack names are pretty common. Speaking of which, yo, dude, one of my mods is digging the design of your model, which Honestly,
you.
yeah. Like I would be surprised if anyone dislikes it, honestly. But okay, so one. All right, so I think you already told us about how your model was made when we last chat. But for anyone new, go and talk about how your model was made, who your Arsen rigger are. Like, give us the details.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Initially, like, I was chasing the whole VTuber trend whenever it was first started, and then I was like, oh man, I want to get a VTuber model. I want to get a VTuber model. Okay, I see people are starting off with PNG tubers, so initially I got a commission for some animated intros. Excuse me. For some Let's Play videos, as well as like a new avatar to have for you know, just online presence, and that artist was Volta Animation. So he initially did my original design, my PNG tuber version 1, which you can still see in like the first stream I ever did, which was Biomutant. That was like 4 years ago, where it's a much different model than it was. Well, not super different. It's a little more simple than the one I'm rocking right now. And then eventually, whenever I was able to find someone who could rig the model, that being Yanapi, I followed up with Volta. I was like, hey, could you possibly do this? Could you possibly make me a VTuber model? I was like, I could try. I haven't really done this before. And then it kind of was like a learning process for both of us. He would learn how to like, oh, okay, I gotta like cut it to make it sure it can be rigged properly. So yeah, no, Volta Animation has done a ton of stuff. You might know their work best from, say, like some of the openings from Super Best Friends when they were still together. I think he also did the opening for Woolly Versus for the Race Wars racing segment. He also did the intro for Maximilian Dude's intros. That's Volta. And also as I told you before we started, mutual friend Dokuro Scrolmignone is currently doing 9 Years of Shadows, which Volta did artwork for.
Yeah. And I'm really interested in playing nine years as well, because, you know, I grew up playing Castlevania a lot, and that's a Metroidvania. And actually, now that you mentioned your whole like VTuber, you know, how you got started with getting your model and all that, it reminded me of when I got started with getting my model. Well, okay, when I say get, I meant I drew my model, but I had to go and hire a rigger, since I didn't know shit about rigging. But hey, at least I saved money on the actual model art itself, since I can birth myself. I am my own model papa.
There you go.
Yeah, in fact, that's actually part of the reason why I started VTubing, because I wanted to promote my art. But you know, it's kind of funny how I came to VTubing for the art, and I stayed because I ended up finding my niche in streaming action games and doing stylish combos. Since, you know, if I'm going to aura farm in a game like Devil May Cry, I might as well do it for a live audience, and I love it. I ended up building my niche.
There you go. You go.
Which reminds me, how did you get drawn towards VTubing? What made you want to get started?
So I feel like initially whenever VTubers started popping off, I figured like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's interesting. But it seemed like he was like, oh, this seems like only female presenting streamers can do this. But then I saw like, oh, Takahata 101, and so then some other male VTubers started up. I was like, okay, I want to stream. I don't want to be like a face cam streamer. That's not my bag. I don't feel, it's not my thing. I'd rather, if I could, hey, cool, this is an excuse for me to actually be a superhero or be a tokusatsu hero. So it's like two birds with one stone. And I always thought like, oh man, all these designs are so rad. These are all so cool. I'd like to get on this. And then it was just the process of actively searching for both an artist and a rigging expert who could put it all together. And fortunately, I was lucky enough to find those two. And it's not just this model. I have several other ones that require me to press buttons that I do not think, that I feel like might that might be a tad distracting.
Actually, so for those of you who do not know, one of the reasons, okay, so I assume one of the reasons why you call yourself the Henshin Hero is because you transform to multiple models depending on the occasion. So care to show all the models that you have at your disposal so far?
Sure, let's see if stream can handle that. All right, let me see.
It should.
let me see if I got all my numbers picked out properly. Okay, so let me just. All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, is that showing up on? Is that showing up on stream? I'm not seeing on stream. Oh, here we go.
Oh, don't worry. Everyone, just pretend there's like flashing lights.
Look, we're working on animations for all this. I don't know what the deal is here, man. There it is. Oh, I'm a little tiny guy. There it is.
Yeah, don't worry. There, I made you bigger. Wait, God damn it!
I don't see right through. It's fine. It's fine. This has happened before when I first started streaming. This is CrashStar. Obviously, you and I are both fans
of Devil May Cry, so I wanted something that's akin to like the Devil Trigger, or in this case, Virgil's Sin Devil Trigger.
I can definitely see that, especially the wings and color palettes.
Let me see. Do I have a button for? There it is.
Oh yeah, definitely Virgil coded. Holy shit, bro.
Yeah. Let me see. All right, who's next on deck? Let's see. Here we go. This is this next one is Neutron Star. This is predominantly for high fantasy games, RPGs, sometimes Final Fantasy games, but games that seem if it wants to pop up eventually.
Yeah.
This is
don't worry, you're on stream now.
Yeah, this is for high fantasy RPGs. Eventually, whenever I get back in FF14 or start, this will probably be the form I use. Oh, excuse me.
Excuse. But yeah, this looks amazing, dude. Like, I look at that and I get a similar vibe to the classic Final Fantasy armors, like the Final Fantasy 4 armors you see, like Cecil and Kain.
Yeah. Dragoon was definitely a heavy inspiration. Let's see. Up next is Supergiant. This one is my go-to outfit for fighting games. This is also my red outfit.
Okay, I'll admit, this is out of the forms that you've shown thus far. He's got another one, by the way, guys. This is my most favorite. Totally not saying that because, wow, like not because of the red punching gloves and the whole color palette, or even like the red scarf right there.
I wonder why. Okay, up next
speaking of which, hold on. You know what? Yeah, there was a split second where you guys did see both of our fists anyway.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. Just show off your next model.
Yeah. I've got Shooting Star. I debuted this one when I was playing Evil West. So this is for shooting games or Western style games. You can just see all through this because this is the green outfit. Whoopsie doodles.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's fine. Let me go ahead and swap to the last one at the moment before you can just see all the way through me. And finally, this is the one that gets me no end of shit because there is a certain running joke on my streams. This is my current final form. Well, not final form, but the last form I have on the docket, which is Wolf Rayet Star. This is the form I use for Eastern style games. So if it has a ninja, if it has samurai, things of that nature, this is the model. Wow, the green just does not want to play nice with your stuff.
Okay, so guys, I may have to do a bit of testing off stream to see if I could do something about the green see-through.
Don't worry about it. Fortunately, I just have 2 models that have green on them, so it is no big deal, my friend. But yeah, and then that is effectively the end of season 1, as I call it, because I'm breaking up my outfits into seasons. Part of the reason why I have so many forms is because, as you know, like common riders, predominantly like the main rider, have multiple forms that they can swap into for various purposes. I'm dividing more outfits into what I call seasons because, hey, it's pretty neato. And also Iron Mouse has a whole like dresser full of alternate models. So yeah, that's I just don't see a reason why I should kind of limit myself on just however many.
Yeah, I want to get some alternate models myself. Well, admittedly, one of the reasons why I haven't really done much models is because, well, time and energy and all that. I am still my own art parent at the end of the day. Someone's gonna make all that shit. I mean, thankfully, I've got... Alright, so one of the things I'm grateful for with with layers and toggles is because I could just alternate my looks with mixing and matching my toggles, and I'll show off my second model a bit. So as some of you know, I could take off, you know, parts of my outfit, the glasses, just the gauntlets, scarf, and then the jacket. I don't show this often, but I can go shirtless so that, you know, if I feel like looking like a Tekken character, I can do that, which...
Scandalous.
Okay, so I have a funny story for the shirtless bit. So in the beginning, when I made my shirtless toggle, I thought, oh, you know, since I play a lot of fighting games and I base my gloves off of Tekken, specifically Jin Kazama, I thought, ooh, I should have a shirtless toggle, and I thought I would look cool and badass. And then once I showed off a preview of that shirtless toggle on Twitter, and I ended up with the thirstiest replies, like here and there, and I was really surprised. I was telling my friends I was surprised. I was like, wow, I guess this is more titillating than I thought. And then one of my lady friends was mentioning about how hot Jin Kazama is, and I'm just taking a moment to stop and think, oh, people actually want to fuck Jin Kazama.
Yes, actually, and it's not just Xiao Yu.
Or Asuka.
That's his cousin. Tabby, we're not doing this again. We're not doing this again with Fire Fates. We're not doing this again.
I said I would fuck Asuka. Although funny you mentioned that. So I don't have the VOD for that just Gen Clap anymore. However, I did save a highlight of that conversation about how I would pick out a love interest for the main character of Unicorn Overlord, since, you know, you pick out love interest. And guess what? I'm a man of my word. I did it. And I ended up with the most hilarious dialogue I've ever seen. Oh, I got a screenshot.
Tabby.
I'll read it to everyone.
Jesus Christ, Tabby.
What?
Jesus Christ, man.
What is a hero if he is not a man of his word, huh?
I get that. Dude, I get that 110%. But also, what the there were so many other options you could have gone for.
Okay, so listen, if I didn't focus my playthrough on getting the main character to fuck his cousin, if I were to pick someone based on my own personal taste, I would have picked Melisandre. All right, the best girl.
Okay, hang on. Let me remember. Let me see. Hang on. Let me remember which character that is.
Let's see. She wore red. Wait, no, not red. That's not what's happening. She was like a fencer kind of girl. She was a noble woman, and when she was first recruited by Elaine, she was flirting with him pretty strong.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. If you're not a goddamn coward like Tabby, you pick Amalia.
Okay, so anyway, as for the funny dialogue in question, so
Please.
quick bit of context here. So the cousin in question is a woman named Virginia, and get this, she looks like the main character's mother. And so you have your cousin who looks like the mother saying, "When we were young, I always thought of you as a brother, but you're so much more to me than that." Crush, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I am fine, dog. I am fine.
Clearly! Now listen, I've put up with a lot of weird shit in anime, but this one takes the cake.
Why are you indulging in it then? Why are you perpetuating it then?
Hey, listen! People want to talk about all this.
Into this.
Listen, okay? People talk about, oh no, this is controversial and all that. It's like, oh really? Is it more controversial than this shit that I found? I mean, come on, man. Like, I'm practically making discoveries for you guys so that you don't end up making choices that you would regret.
You could just go on YouTube if you're curious. You don't have to be the brave pioneer on this one, Tabby. You can just pick the one that you like specifically. You can go for the tomboy if you want. You could go for muscle mommy. Fuck, you could go for one of the furries.
Oh,
It's fine.
So that's where we're going, huh? Like the furries are the better option than a human.
Yes, actually. Yes, actually. I don't give a shit if my community finds out I said that. Yes, furries are better than incest.
Okay, breaking news. CrashStar not only wants to avoid like someone who's within the same family, but someone within the same species.
As opposed to this question, goddammit. Fuck, man.
Okay.
Holy shit, dog.
You do know I'm saving these VODs on my YouTube, right?
I am aware you are. Okay, Sona, please, you're not helping.
Sona, no! I draw the line for Vaporeon. That's worse than just furries.
Oh, that's where you draw the line.
Yes!
Now. That's where you draw the line.
Yes! Don't ruin Pokemon for me that it already is, guys.
Christ alive. Are you the one who leaked the fucking lore for Pokemon? Are you the one who did it, Tabby? Is it you? Was it you?
What? No. Although if
Did
it
you
was,
fuck up Typhlosion for me? Is that you, man?
wait, wait, what? Okay, that one is new to me. Also,
No one tell Tabby. No one tell Tabby. It's
yeah,
fine.
no one tell me. Especially since I am out of touch with Pokemon since Gen 1. Yes, guys, I am that fucking old. But anyway, oh right, now I remember why I don't have my super suit on. It's because I was talking about my toggles. Jesus.
Yes, continue.
Yes. Yeah, while we were talking, I was looking at myself, I was like, where did my costume go? Oh, now I remember.
This one just in case if we get a little too off topic again.
I mean, hey, like this is a podcast. We're free to shoot the shit as long as everyone gets to know us. Even the weird shit that we just mentioned.
Clearly. Not the weirdest shit I've talked about on stream, but you know what? Jesus.
Nor me, but that's another story. Oh, okay, so before I go to my next model, let me show off the face toggles I have. For example, actually, let me zoom in for this one, guys. Okay. Die do it up. One die night. Look at the stream. You like? Okay, so funny story about this face toggle. So originally, I just put that face in the PSD file just for shits and giggles. For context, guys, this is the face of the main character of the video game El Shaddai. It ended up being a huge meme in Japan, but it's pretty obscure in the West. So anytime anyone sees this, the first thing they would think is, oh my god, ew, uncanny, put that away, especially with the moving mouth. Okay, so anyway, I put this face in my PSD file, with the model and all that, and I didn't want to do any extra work, so I was like, let me just cut the mouth off. And then, later down the line as I'm working on the model, I forgot I even had it in the first place. So when I sent this model to my rigging papa, Awkward Bamboo, to go and rig it for me, he found it, and I was like, oh yeah, that was in there. And he offered to rig this face toggle for free, which, hey, I'm not gonna say no to free shit. So did that, and ever since then, I would either make people laugh, give them nightmares, or both.
I like the idea of a load-bearing Enoch JPEG.
Yeah. Oh, also, when I'm not using that face, the other face toggle is Saitama.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't bring this out often, but I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Okay, now to show off my other model. Okay, let's see here. Time to switch over to my femme mascot. Wait, currently yes. Load up. And here she is. Say hello to Lady Tabby.
Oh, there she goes.
Yep. Behold, I've become waifu. Yeah. So, in case anyone is wondering, like, Tabby, why do you have a lady emote? Well, first off, when you play video games, don't you want to play as your waifu and just look at that all day? Yeah. Yeah. but also I also want to demonstrate to people that I can draw both men and women, and sometimes people don't know if I've drawn one or the other, and so this is one of the reasons why I have a lady model. Plus, you know, I already have a nude base, so I can just draw over new outfits once I find the time to do so. Also, detachable jacket extension, and then I can take this off, and I've also got bikini toggle.
Smaller hitbox, obviously.
Small hitbox. Yeah. It's a smaller hitbox. Like, it's so small that I could play Toho with this kind of hitbox, and none of the bullets will hit me.
I don't know. We have an expert in chat. I feel like Maya could probably field that one.
Wait, Reimu Hakure hitbox. Oh, I've never played that one. Yeah, but anyway, let me switch over back to my male model. Let's see here. Oh, Reimu has the smallest hitbox. Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying that, Mai. There we go. And there we go. But yeah, I do want to find the time to make some more models. And, you know, considering how many models you have Crash, that's kind of a goal for me to have different outfits for different occasions. Or, you know, if I just want to mix things up. Like, I love my super outfit, but at the same time, I do like to switch things up every now and then.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh, actually, speaking of which, I'm very curious about the inspiration behind each of your models. Although I'm most curious about your main design and how you got the look of it. You know, what was the inspiration and all that?
So, whenever I don't know, I'm not really an artist. I got to start working on actually putting pen to paper. That's a different story for later down the line. So when I reached out to Volta, I basically gave him a few reference bits. So the thing that one of my all-time favorite animes of all time is Tiger and Bunny, which is a superhero anime. It was about superheroes basically doing the game show stuff. Like, they got graded on points based off saving people or stopping criminals. And the main character, or one of the main characters, Wild Tiger, had a really cool ass robot suit of armor, and I wanted something like that. But if just the armor alone, yeah, that's cool. But then I also was like, there's just something missing. And then I saw the poster for Shin Kamen Rider. I was like, that's what it is. It's that frickin' jacket. It's that trench coat. That shit looks rad. But then I was like, I also sent in a reference of Leo Whitefang from Exard, who had the fur around the coat, which just added an extra little bit of pizzazz to it. So I really like that. And then let me see, which toggle is it that takes off my jacket? I forget. There it is. Yeah, this is my broken star. This is where I get my whole CrashStar namesake from. So I wanted to basically have a suit made around this to have kind of like a star theme. And then navy is my favorite color, and so, you know, orange/yellow is a nice highlight that works with it. This is kind of like just the general vibe of I like it's not like the eyes aren't necessarily like full on Kamen Rider like insect eyes, but I like them. As far as the other forms go, I sent Volta a bunch of like character references of like characters I thought were cool that I thought would be able to kind of like, this is the kind of vibe I want to go for. So for Super Giant, I basically told him like, hey, I want something that's like, I want big boxer vibes. You know, I want big freaking knock you out gauntlets, because I think massive hands / massive gauntlets is just an inherently cool character design. It's one of my favorite weapons in Devil May Cry are the gauntlets.
I like this.
It's just rad as hell. Yeah, of course, exactly like that. You know, Unite Hand. That's Wonder Red is the fucking goat.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of my inspirations for having giant gauntlets, because of Wonderful 101 and the Unite Hand.
You'd think I'd be up for Wonder Blue. Yeah, he's fine eventually, but no, Red is the man. Red's the guy. Red is your dude. He's just always all day, every day. Also, special shout out to Postman / Beautiful Joe.
Fucking
for Shooting Star, like I mentioned, there's a character named Hacken Browning from Super Robot Wars. He has a really cool ass design. I wanted something like that. I wanted something that could look kind of like it fits in Trigun. For Neutron Star, I wanted to go over with like Final Fantasy theme. I wanted it to seem kind of ethereal. I wanted to be kind of like, yeah, this is like a dragoon. This is a character that you could just see in a fantasy environment. Wolf Rayet. Oddly enough, despite being the ninja of the group, I wanted this one to be based off of Cerberus from Hades, which is a roguelike game that I am a huge ass fan of. Can't wait to play the second one whenever it comes out to Switch too. And then Dark Star, I don't really need to go into detail. I've already said it's based off Devil May Cry. It's the Sin Devil trigger form.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's. Let's see. There's Crash. There was.
What about the gun one?
Oh, Shooting Star. Yeah, that's the cowboy one. That's the one I wanted to seem like it's out of Trigun. So that is it's like hacking. It's I'm sure I sent a bunch of other ones for Volta to look at. I'd have to go back through our DMs, but yeah, no, just character that had a cool hat and that. Oh yeah, I guess also. Right, Vile from Mega Man X was also another big inspiration because I like the Mega Man series, and you know I'll enjoy Zero. I think X is fine, but you gotta love the professional hater. I love Vile. I love how crazy and how evil he is. He is just a delight to listen to. Also, he's voiced by Chibity Crockett from G Gundam, but then again, X is voiced by Domon, which is just best casting.
Interesting. So I'm kind of a newbie to the Mega Man franchise. Okay, yeah, I've had like several years to try and play those games, but the titles that I was most drawn to were Mega Man Legends. I was most interested in Mega Man Legends, and everything else. I will admit, guys, I suck at action platformers, but I do think I'm getting better at them. So I want to try and play more of those kinds of games, especially Mega Man. And okay, Crash, I'll admit, I picked up the Messenger because of your streams when you played the game. I seen it, and yeah, because like I remember I would see the Messenger and I would think, do I really want to play something like this? It's kind of out of my wheelhouse, even though I play a little bit of everything. But you know, one, I got better at platformer games, and B, you know, there's your streams like I just mentioned. So thanks for convincing me to pick up the Messenger.
I picked up the Messenger because it is actually related to an RPG that I got big recommended by a friend of mine, Sea of Stars. It is big connected to that. But if you are interested in Mega Man style games or platformers, I have one that I can easily recommend to you, and that is Gravity Circuit. That game. That game is rad as hell.
Yeah, I've seen a friend play that one. So for those of you who don't know what Gravity Circuit is, it's actually a platformer game that clearly draws inspiration from the Mega Man games. And from what I played so far, it's like I thought that like the whole like jumping and fighting just felt really cool, but you know, skill issue and all that. So I just put the game down for a long while, and you know, maybe eventually I'll go back to it once I actually have more action platformer experience under my belt. Because I'm already good at beat 'em ups. I already have some experience with shooters, so it's time for me to learn how to jump instead of just falling to a pit way more times than if I were to. Yeah, I lose to a pitfall more so than if I were to fight a boss in Neo. That's how bad I usually am at platformers.
I'll phrase it to you this way: it has a pinch of God hand in it, in that you can customize how you platform. You can make adjustments to your character of like, oh, hey, I can just make a platform in midair. Or, oh, hey, I can shoot lasers. Like, I can add a ranged version to my basic melee attack. Or, oh, I can make my grappling hook go longer. I can make it do physical damage. You can customize it all kinds of ways. It's really, it's a really fun time. It's short and sweet. It's a big recommend in my opinion. I think they just, not too recently, but close to when it was released, they added a bunch of like quality of life upgrades, some new additions. Like now we have palette swaps that give you power-ups, and it's awesome.
Wow, okay, sign me up. Especially once you brought up God Hand.
Yeah, I've had friends who have done God Hand before. I've messed around with it. Boy, I'm looking forward to Okami 2, holding out hope for another Beautiful Joe game. I don't know if we're gonna get another God Hand is the thing.
Yeah, like God Hand, for those of you who don't know, God Hand, it is a very weird beat 'em up. Like, imagine Fist of the North Star, but 200% way more wacky, and it's got tank controls, even though it is a fast-paced like beat 'em up to the point where it feels more like you're playing a fighting game than you are like a regular beat 'em up where you just walk up to dudes and hit the attack button. Like, no, you actually have to worry about like, oh, high attacks, low attacks, like frames and hitboxes and all of that. And it's freaking nuts, and I love it. It's one of my favorite games to stream, to the point where I would even say that it's probably the most lore accurate game for my channel that I would feature. Yeah, if I were to have my own video game, you bet your ass I'm going to have a dragon kick and kick someone in the nuts and such.
It is also very much a game of its time. I will just prepare new viewers for that. It is early aughts, and everything that goes with it. There are certain bits that might need to be taken with a bit of scrutiny. But it's fun, you know. Yeah, Devil Hand is up there as like one of the cool ass rival characters that goes in the halls alongside Virgil and Vorkin.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Plus, I love it when there are rival characters like that in video games where, oh, here's a character that's similar to the hero that you control, except they're pretty fucking tough. But usually whenever you have a tough rival character, I just feel motivated to try and get better enough to try and beat them. But then you fight them again, it's like, oh, they got better, but wait, so did you. And that's one of the reasons why, we just brought up God Hand, but like, you know, Virgil, like everyone who's watched me stream Devil May Cry games knows that I fucking love fighting Virgil. He's one of the best rivals ever, and he exemplifies what makes rivals so damn cathartic to fight and get better at beating, to the point where it's not enough for me to just beat Virgil. I want to master his fight him without getting hit once and all, which okay, yeah, easier said than done, especially in Devil May Cry 3.
Quick, Tabby, who's the best boss fight in Revengeance? Go.
Okay, Revengeance. Sam.
There you go.
Yeah, there shit. Yeah, he's a rival. The only thing wrong about the rival between Raiden and Sam in Metal Gear Rising is that you only officially fight him once. And no, I am not counting that time in the prologue where he just kicks your ass and you're supposed to lose. Like, no, I want to fight this guy even more. And I felt robbed when it looked like he was gonna fight us in the middle of the episodes or chapters, but it's like, no, you fight Monsoon instead, which, okay,
when you get your DT, when he's like, oh, I'll take this dance, and then he's like, no, Sam, you leave, I got a job real quick.
Yeah, like, okay, as much as I love Monsoon and his meme speech, he did not have to rob me of a fight against Jetstream Sam like that. We could have had a second Jetstream Sam fight and then just make that last fight towards the end that much more just I feel so robbed. It could have been really cathartic.
It also really kicks sand in your eye, because like after you in the fight, it's like, oh, guess what? You didn't really win because he didn't have half the shit that you do, but he was just doing it better than you.
Yeah. And not only that, like once you actually control Sam in his own DLC, it's like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, goddamn, I wish I could go through the entire campaign of Metal Gear Rising with Sam, give him his own mode like Virgil got his own mode. Yeah, and he has a taunt as well. Like, goddamn, I love taunt in literally any game.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, like taunt the enemy. They're going to want to kick you in the teeth, but they're also going to be extra vulnerable. So I love the risk and reward of games like that. Like, encourage me to step out of my comfort zone rather than sticking with something safe and optimal.
To be fair, I don't really know if Revengeance is what I'd call safe or optimal. What the fuck do you call Excelsis or Armstrong? I don't call that safe. I call that ridiculous, and I love it. Excelsis, not so much. But it's only for like the massive sword clashing. That was pretty cool. But Armstrong is just, wow, okay.
Okay, so I thought Armstrong was already tough enough in the base game, but if you guys ever decide to tackle tackle the Sam DLC and fight Armstrong there, and you're expecting, oh, I fought him in the base game, like I can beat him in the DLC. Oh boy, you guys are in for a rude awakening. It's so ridiculous. And I just love that Metal Gear Rising continues to be relevant even after a decade. And that's not something you get to say often about action games, especially to the degree of Revengeance's reputation.
Because I guess because like action games or character action games kind of have that same they have that same intimidating aura that fighting games have. It's like, oh man, this looks really cool. I'd love to be able to pull off stylish moves and, you know, do the wacky woohoo pizza man. But it's like, oh my god, there's so many enemies. Oh, how do you do this? What's a stinger? What's a round trip? I don't know what any of these things are.
Okay, yeah, point taken. Like, okay, so confession, guys. So as the Devil May Cry streamer that a lot of the people know and love, sometimes I'll go and check out all the newbies that are playing Devil May Cry. You know, whether it's like, you know, what, like 1, 3, 4, 5. I don't really see people stream Devil May Cry too often unless they either don't know what they're expecting or surprisingly they end up liking it, warts and all. But anyway, a lot of them struggle with a lot of things that I can't take for granted or find really intuitive, or heck, even a given or fundamental to the action genre. And that's when I thought, okay, maybe I was just being a perfectionist this entire time, because sometimes I would mess up in a move, like in Devil May Cry, like, oh man, I got hit once, I am a failure, I'm the worst player ever. And then I'll watch some new people play and I'll go, okay, you know what? I take that back. I'm actually a goddamn genius.
Wow, that's a new way to unlock easy mode in DMC3. Didn't think you could pull it off that way.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, me being a newbie. Well, obviously everyone starts off as a newbie. You know, I did unlock easy mode as a youngling, but years later I forgot that was a thing. So, so when I went and tried playing vanilla Devil May Cry 3, just quick bit of context, guys. The Devil May Cry 3 that you guys play in the HD collection on PC now, that's the special edition, and it's like a little bit easy. Well, I say a little bit easier, but like it's really punishing. So when I played the vanilla version, god damn it, I felt like I was getting my knees kicked in. Especially at Virgil's fight, the first fight, by the way. And then the game is like, you unlocked easy mode. And then I was like, ow, my pride. I'm gonna have to pay for the hospital bills.
The game doesn't start until you beat it at least once.
Exactly, yeah.
You don't get the full moveset. You don't get your full like arsenal. Now you can start styling. All right, get ready. Get ready for Hell in Hell mode.
Oh god, yeah. Hell in Hell, or yeah. I tried to play Hell in Hell mode in Devil May Cry 5 in my free time, and goddamn, I'm gonna need a lot of practice before I can actually do that on stream.
Enjoy the V stages. Enjoy those.
Joke's on you. I have mods.
It's okay.
I'm kidding. Okay, I have some pride. I'll try to play as honestly as I can with V.
One hit too, by the way, Tabby.
Yes.
Have fun with that. Have fun with literally losing your moveset as they get their shit kicked in.
Yeah. I'm like halfway through, and it's just like, goddamn, I need to make sure that my own Pokemon survive as well. They're being one shot by Saitama, except everyone's Saitama.
Do you remember the demo for Wonderful 101, a game that was already sent out to die? Yes. And do you remember that like people who were like, okay, how do I play this video game? Jesus, what is happening? Is this Pikmin? This is a character. What is happening? When you didn't come equipped with your block or your dodge button, you had to buy that shit. And you don't know that offhand if this is your first character action game. That game did not have a chance. Thank God for Kickstarter.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Thank God
indeed.
for Chip Cheesem.
Yeah, unfortunately, some people still don't know that the game is multi-platform now. I remember having a viewer watching me play the Wonderful 101, and I was like, oh man, I'm sad that this is a Wii U exclusive. I'm like, you do realize I'm playing the PC version right now, right? And they were so shocked. But anyway, back to where you mentioned about like, you know, new people, like, you know, being really confused about like, you know, action games like that and such. And yeah, it does seem to be really intimidating, huh? Like, back then, I guess I just got so used to a lot of things just being thrown at me right from the get-go, and then just learning my way through, while also learning to love that sense of discovering mechanics, how they work, and practicing and all that. Meanwhile, a lot of people are more used to things just being handed out to them, or holding their hand, or having more tutorials than literally anything that any Devil May Cry will try and show you, beyond just like, oh, here's a quick prompt of what this thing is. All right, here's a quick read. Go back to playing now, which I prefer, but apparently a lot of people still need more than that.
Well, I mean, like, you take the good with the bad. Like, the whole reason of why we have, like, easy inputs for fighting games, it gets more people into fighting games. That means more units sell. That means, hey, we get more fighting games. Hey, if we have a noob who's playing Guilty Gear and they're like, they don't know all about it and they're just like, oh, I just want to do the cool stuff, that's fine. If it means another copy's been sold, that means we get more seasons. That means we get another game after Strive. That means we get another Devil May Cry game. Don't know who's gonna be taking who's gonna be running the show on that one, but you know what? We cross our fingers.
Yeah, cross our fingers indeed. And personally speaking, I'm okay with there being easy options, as long as not only do you have a lower skill floor, but also a higher skill ceiling, and that you encourage players to try and reach for that ceiling anyway. Because I like seeing that difference between how a newbie plays versus how a pro plays, and it just gives me a reason to sink in just several hundred hours of any Devil May Cry game. Not like altogether the series, but like in each individual game.
Yeah, of course. You gotta start with the training wheels, and then eventually you get to see, oh my god, now they're doing jump cancels with the best of them. Good job, sweetie. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way sometimes whenever I'm watching people play action games. And okay, so real quick, guys, I'm not a fan of when someone uses auto combos, which, okay, if you're just going to like play the game like, you know, once and then put it down after the credits roll while you use auto combos all the time, when, okay, that's fine, not really my business. But if you're going to try and engage with the systems and then try to discuss the gameplay with people like me, y'all are gonna have to actually learn what those inputs actually do. And not only that, I like seeing people actually come up with their playstyles rather than just let the computer do it themselves. But hey, that's just me. I like watching how other people play, not how a machine plays.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. You do want to eventually just be able to like come up with your own stuff. It's like cooking. Add your own little spice and flair to it.
Exactly, yes. And in fact, that's perfect, because I also love to cook. Even if I just have something where I microwave, like say cup noodle or something like that, I will try and class it up by like, oh, let me poach an egg or something, you know?
About as technological as I get is I take sandwich bread, I put meats on it, I put cheese, I put in oven for a couple minutes. Gourmet food, yes. That's about as far as I go, dog.
What about Sinner sandwich? You guys ever had the Sinner sandwich?
No, and I don't know how that could be good. I mean,
what? Dude, it's delicious. It's like you're eating a Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, guys, so
Francis York Morgan is a very interesting individual. I'll give him that.
Okay, so for anyone here who's just sitting here and thinking, Tabby, what the fuck is a Sinner sandwich? So it's from the video game Deadly Premonition, and in that game, the main character sees the Sinner sandwich and think, oh, it looks so gross. Only people who want to like punish themselves will eat it. But then, you know, he was convinced to try it. He thought it was the shit. He thought it was amazing, and he wanted to have his own Sinner sandwich instead. And for those of you wondering what the ingredients of a Sinner sandwich is, it's turkey, jam, and cereal.
This is also the guy who, like, the first thing he starts talking about is how Tom and Jerry are in a BDSM relationship. Let's not forget that detail.
Oh my gosh, yes. All right, so guys, Deadly Premonition, obviously a loving parody of Twin Peaks, and it's like part survival horror game, but also part open world life simulator somehow. And the first thing that you see the main character do before he goes off to do some murder mystery solving is to talk about like, oh, like Tom needs it. He's asking for the punishment. It's up to his partner to do as he asks. Jerry is happy to do that. And then he's like, oh, proof? Well, the Tom and Jerry show. Yeah, he says the Tom and Jerry show, just to make it pretty fucking clear that he's talking about the cat and the mouse.
That's before he runs off the road from the squirrels that sound like monkeys.
Yes. And okay, so since we've brought up Deadly Premonition, I gotta say I love it when there are games where they're so goofy and so janky and you know, by all accounts they probably shouldn't be the best games ever, and yet they have very redeeming qualities where, like, you know, maybe they're just like so goofy it ends up being like the biggest redeeming quality regardless of how weird the gameplay feels, or I don't know, maybe the art and music or something, you know, just stuff like that. I'm okay with jank in my games as long as it has personality and leaves a long-lasting impression on me. That's how it is with Deadly Premonition, the original Nier, and the most recent example I can think of is Slitterhead, which is from the original director behind Resident Evil 1 and the Gravity Rush series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just giving you a heads up. If you wonder, oh, I wonder what the people behind Silent Hill and Gravity Rush did. They made a budget indie game, but I want to support it anyway. Let Slitterhead walk so that their next game could run.
Trying to think, is there a dumbass game that honestly, for some reason, when you're bringing up like it's goofy enough to have personality, for some reason I just keep remembering that one scene from Dirge of Cerberus where freaking Vincent impales a guy with a minigun. Imagine that scene.
Oh my, I've only played a little bit of Dirge of Cerberus Final Fantasy 7, but
you're not missing much. It's fine.
Like, okay, yeah, I've played the first couple levels and I thought, that's enough Dirge of Cerberus for me. I don't think I have the patience to go through an entire playthrough of this one.
Yeah, no, that's a smart idea. Best character in that game is Rosso, and that's about it. Did you want to learn how shitty Vincent Valentine's life is? There you go.
Yeah, which, okay, on the topic of Final Fantasy 7 spin-offs, Jesus Christ, when I first got into the Final Fantasy franchise, I didn't expect Final Fantasy 7 to have its own franchise within a franchise.
It's the biggest one. It's the anime one. That's what makes it stick. That's why we got freaking Dirge of Cerberus. That's why we got Crisis Core. That's why we got Advent Children. That's why we have Remake, quote unquote. That's why we have Rebirth. That's why we have whatever the fuck the third one's gonna be called.
Yeah,
it's the biggest one, dude.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's so popular to the point where if I'm playing any other Final Fantasy game and someone sees a character with blonde hair, they're gonna ask, "Oh, is that Cloud Strife?" Yeah, like I'm playing Final Fantasy 15 and someone mistook Prompto for Cloud Strife.
That is, I mean, he has enough angst to kind of be like Cloud eventually if he plays DLC. I was surprised to see Cloud in freaking Astrobot on the inflation level of all things, but yeah, he's in there now.
I knew he was in Astrobot. I did not know that he. Yeah. But still, yeah. Like, you're right about it being the anime one. Since okay, I usually enjoy a lot of the Final Fantasy games. I always find something to appreciate about each and every one of them. I do notice a lot of the anime tropes in Final Fantasy 7, especially if you play the remakes and you hear the anime grunts. I mean, I love voice actors, but I always find it really, really funny and noticeable whenever they do the.
Yep. I mean, I've done it. It happens. Those are the noises that you're given.
I figured. What was it like doing your first anime? Oh, right, guys. So I mentioned before that he's a voice actor, but like CrashStar here, he's got a few roles under his belt, and the ones that I think of the most, at first off the top of my head, are he plays the main character's dad in Fantasia Neo Dimension, and he's the main character of the upcoming action game Kijutsu Rider.
I am. That is true. I play Red Riser in Kijutsu Rider, and I play Bernard in Fantasia Neo Dimension. Both of which were very surprising for me. That was a hoot and a holler. Let's see. I was also in a first-person shooter called Ready or Not. and DLC, and I've been in a few visual novels. I'm in a few other projects that are coming up. Can't really talk at the moment, but yeah, no, those were both pretty eye-opening roles. Fantasian was a wild one because I actually got to use Source Connect Pro, which is in the first time in my life, and I was basically in a Zoom call with a translator of all things. So like I would be given direction, and then I'd hear something in Japanese, and then someone would be like, okay, yeah, this is this is this. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And then like after it was all said and done, I was basically just sitting in my chair going like, Jesus Christ, I was in a Square Enix game. Holy crap. Kijutsu Rider, I haven't actually recorded for the game itself. I have recorded for the trailer, but I'm super looking forward to that. That one really was a luck of the draw. Like a buddy of mine actually sent me the trailer for Kijutsu Rider and was like, dude, it's like a Devil May Cry Kamen Rider game. I was like, holy crap, that looks awesome. So I took a shot. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna email this guy. I'm gonna contact this guy, see if I can maybe audition, see if they're taking auditions. And lo and behold, yeah, then they were, and I must have made a decent enough impression because I got cast as one of the main writers. Have I met any famous VAs? I mean, via workshops. I've taken workshops with plenty of famous VAs like Jameson Price, Kira Buckland, Casey Mongilo. I learned directly from Mick Wingert, Tiana Camacho, and Richard Horvitz. But as far as like working alongside some, I want to say I was in the same game as Richard Epcar for Ready or Not. I want to say he's in that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that sounds really awesome. How you got all that training under your belt, and how you decide to shoot your shot for that Kijutsu Rider role. And dude, I'm so happy for you. And since I always stream those kinds of action games on my channel, and once Kijutsu Rider comes out and I start labbing that game, I'm gonna be hearing your battle cries a lot more.
Probably. We'll see. Whenever I get to, I'll be able to know what those sound like whenever I actually they have me sit down and start recording. I'm hoping to stream it myself whenever it comes out. I'm looking forward to it. A big deal. It's one that it's probably one of the games I'm especially looking forward to because it checks off a lot of boxes for me, especially. So that is one of my, I guess, bucket list, or like the main things of what I want to get into as far as voice acting goes: fighting game, character action game, or RPG. Hey, this one has a tokusatsu and it's character action, so hey, I'm happy.
God, yeah, I'm super excited for you, and hopefully you get more roles like what you just mentioned, and it'll be so awesome. Actually, way back when I wanted to try and get into voice acting myself. Well, okay, yeah, I did voice acting as more of a hobbyist thing, and I usually did volunteer work, or I would just do my own fandom videos, because back when I first started, there were a lot of auditions in the site casting call, and out of the 100 projects I auditioned for, only 2 of them ever got anything done. The one that I was casted in, and they actually put videos out that I voiced in, and the other one is the project that I led. It was a fandom project for Danganronpa 2.
Welcome to Casting Call Club. That's how it happens. I've gotten cast in so many things that just went nowhere, or one of the thousands of Fire Emblem fan dubs when I first started. That's how that shit works, man.
Yeah, but hey, this is a very important lesson for everyone to listen and take in. Just like keep trying, go after, like, any of these projects, whether it's these volunteer projects, or maybe you're like trying to audition for a game like what you did, and see if literally any one of them lands or goes anywhere, right? Yeah. And sometimes if no one says yes to you, the other person that can say yes to you is yourself. That's one of the reasons why I decided to edit my own videos when I did a lot of voice acting for fun back in the day.
Yeah, it is very much you miss all the shots you don't take.
That's gonna cry.
Like one of the things I've done is it doesn't work. It doesn't always work. I usually hear a lot more of like, oh, we'll keep you in mind later on down the line, or nothing. But hey, direct messaging, like sending out cold emails, it's gotten me at least 4 gigs, one of which being Kijutsu Rider. So you never know if a door will open unless you knock on it.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, sometimes you guys could just start your own project. Like maybe any of you knows a friend where they can do one thing and then you can do one thing and you guys can combine your talents and all. And that's something that I always value whenever I talk to people, and it turns out they can do shit, whether they're an artist or a musician or a voice actor, and or they make videos and such, and they could probably put together some little short film or whatever. Yeah, again, I really value when people can actually make shit themselves rather than, oh, I need to wait for someone else's approval or something. Yeah, which again, it's one of the reasons why I totally admire the fact that you got casted in Kijutsu Rider and how it pretty much sounds like a dream game for both of us. Devil May Cry, Kamen Rider, and all that. And,
Yeah.
It's pretty rare to see action games like that, whether it's the big budget games or the smaller projects. Which, okay, you already explained it yourself. It's a pretty intimidating genre, and not a lot of people are willing to give it a chance. Especially when one of my friends in the last episode was talking about ego depletion, where people just don't like to lose, and when they lose, they don't like to chalk it up to a skill issue and get better. It's like, no, they're just gonna get frustrated and move on, which is unfortunate, but I gotta accept that and keep in mind that I'm not exactly part of the majority. Brotto asked, also, Crash, if I can get a reference image of your model with that jacket, I will make a pixel art of it. Oh, you know what?
Go.
Yeah, just like show reference art. Wait, hold on.
You can just shrink me if that helps. That's fine. It ain't a big thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. All right.
No. It sucks to lose. I get that, but you gotta. It's a matter of. I will say this much: I have been told no a lot more on auditions. I've gotten to points where I've auditioned for 20 projects and I didn't get jack. It bums you out. It makes you wonder, am I actually good at this? Am I actually doing well? And really, it's just, it's for voice acting. It's there's a certain mentality that called the send it and forget it mentality, where it's okay, I'm gonna audition for this thing, and then I'm just gonna leave it out in my mind. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna focus on the next audition here and there. That's what I'm gonna do. But sometimes it's harder because the next day you'll look on social media oh, hey, that thing that you were excited about that you wanted to audition for, no, someone else got that. Whoops, sorry about that.
Yeah.
And it makes it harder, but it's, as long as you're having fun with the actual process, as long as you're having fun with doing the audition, as long as, or you're having fun doing whatever it is you're doing, if it makes you happy, you can worry about the results later. It's just make it's just keep at it. Just keep at it. That's I feel like I could probably word this a little better, but the results will happen eventually. Don't worry. It's just, as long as you keep your nose to the grindstone, you just keep the same passion you have for when you first started. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. And this doesn't just apply to not only voice acting, but really any field where people are competing for their audience's time and attention. And well, okay, this applies to gaming as well, but this is especially important for any craft like this. You have to love whatever you're doing, whether it I don't know, quote, succeeds or fails, unquote. There's just some things that are outside of our control, but if you don't like what you're doing and all you're doing is failing, then it's gonna feel like that you wasted your time. But if you like what you did do, then at least you spent your limited time on Earth doing what you love, right? And that the same can go for VTubing as well. We both have our audiences, but there are other people that have way more resources and more fans out there, but I'd rather just find my own people, however limited that is, rather than just have a bunch of randos that could just, come as easily as they'll leave. Because I'd rather have my work or my streams actually matter rather than, I'm just chasing trends and then in one ear out the other,
I'll put it to you this way. I've been doing voice acting for about 8 years. I've been doing streaming for about 4. Am I expecting I'm ever going to be a massive, super big AAA voice actor like Liam O'Brien or any members of Critical Role or anything like that? No. Do I think I'm going to be a massive streamer like, say, Iron Mouse or Vine Sauce or anything like that? No. But you know what? Voice acting and streaming have been immense improvements on my life. I have met some people that I truly cherish, people that I value, some people I call my truly closest friends, and I've actually met someone who I think is even more than a friend that, I truly love and care for. This has made my life objectively better. And you know what? Even if I don't see a freaking dime from either of them ever again, you know what? That's fine. I'm happy. I'm doing just peachy.
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree. Now, okay, I'm not a professional voice actor, obviously, but we're both VTubers here, and I do agree. VTubing and streaming has made my life even better than it was before I started. I feel more confident. I found my sense of purpose with all the skills that I've built up right up to this point. It's kind of surprising that my practice with voice acting, which ties into public speaking and art and video editing and doing a bunch of technical shit on my computer actually converges into VTubing. Like, how? This is a crazy coincidence. And I end up meeting some of the bestest friends that I could ever hope for and meet wonderful people. And whether we have mutual respect for each other or if I end up having fans, I don't know, it's just so mind-blowing. I can't imagine my life without this sort of thing anymore. Yeah. So again, guys, you gotta love what you do, especially if it connects you to the right people, right? This is why I always encourage people to just be true to themselves and what they do and what they love, because eventually you're gonna find your people that will line up with the same interests and mindsets, And that kind of goes double when I ended up fighting the fighting game VTuber community as well. Crazy. I know, VTubers that actually don't mind losing and enjoy building up their skills. Who'd have thunk? I mean, okay, again, guys, nothing wrong with being casual. Like, I'm not hardcore all the time, all right? I'm one of those people where I can just shut my brain off and play something like Fortnite and be like, oh, I lost. Okay, that was a fun 30 minutes. Moving on.
Yeah, no, and I someone who streamed fighting games, not as frequent as you. I have a lot more rust, so I do a lot more losing. Got my ass kicked on the last time I streamed Strive when Venom was the new hotness.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I gotta break out Soul. Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Okay, look, if it's any consolation, the last time I tried to stream Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, I lost every single match that I tried to do. And that game is just full of crazy veterans. I don't have anywhere near the amount of skills and practice and years under my belt to go anywhere near these pros. So don't worry, I know what salt tastes like.
Did you get wazzled? Did you get hit by the Wazzler?
Unfortunately, no. Not during my last stream anyway. And also, Brodo, yeah, you are among your people. Fellow fans of Henshin Heroes, Tokusatsu, which, okay, this kind of surprised me. So whenever I look out for any other VTubers who are also superheroes, most of them tend to be inspired by Tokusatsu, which, okay, yeah, that's freaking awesome. But anyone who isn't a superhero VTuber, I don't know, they usually just hear about stuff like Marvel, or they'll look at me and go, oh, is that My Hero Academia? Or something like that. They only know My Hero Academia for some reason.
Well, because it's in Shonen Jump. Also, by the way, I remember that Blue Sky post you put there. All right, dude, come on. Some of those were reaching. You put Gravity Rush on the list. It's like, okay, no one's gonna get that. I didn't freaking get that. I was like, okay, Grasshopper and Motorcycle, I get it. That's Kamen Rider. No one who doesn't know is gonna get that. Also,
that's
Robot
the idea.
and Rainbows. Okay, that's Super Sentai. All right. Dude, like you're really trying to just flush out the casuals.
Exactly, yes. I wanted to see it with self-report as a casual. Okay, so for those of you who are wondering, so a few days ago, so just for fun, I posted out a Blue Sky post saying, oh, what if superheroes have an Oshi mark? And so I put a bunch of emojis to try and match up whatever superhero they're supposed to represent, like Motorcycle and Grasshopper, like obviously Kamen Rider, but like Gravity Rush is really niche. Not everyone's gonna look at a black cat and an apple and think, oh my gosh, it's Cat from Gravity Rush, because, no one's played Gravity Rush except for me.
I have.
Oh, thank goodness, you're based.
I played back on the Vita.
Oh, damn, even more based than me. I didn't get around to playing Gravity Rush until the PlayStation 4 remaster came out, right before the sequel. And it wasn't until later when a friend of the family just gifted me his Vita. I messed around with it. I learned how to legally use it in means of which I'm allowed to. Yes, just custom shit. And then I got Gravity Rush legitimately, by the way. But yeah, that's I ended up playing Gravity Rush way later, and you can tell that game was designed for Vita because of the motions and all of that. Also, goddamn, it was so blurry on the Vita. I'm glad that the PlayStation version exists. Well, the PlayStation 4 version, I mean, it's still PlayStation IP after all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? PlayStation doesn't have IPs. They got Astrobot, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only IP.
Okay, so on the topic of Astrobot, I will admit, whenever I saw gameplay of Astrobot, I thought, oh my gosh, this looks awesome, and I recognize all the references. But then when I stopped to take a moment and think, I'm like, oh wait, these are IPs that Sony is just sitting on their hands on and not using. Yeah.
I agree. That's the joke.
Yeah. Like, come on, like, you guys remember that you have shit like Parappa the Rappa, Gravity Rush, and Patapon, and you just decide to re-release The Last of Us for some goddamn reason?
No, even more Last of Us. Even more.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
You will care about Ellie. This is Ellie. Shane, this is the 5th time that you've shown off Ellie in Last of Us.
Yeah. And yeah, Brodo, I agree. I hate that Bloodborne is stuck on the PS4 and not PC, and that Sony will go as far as to send out a cease and desist warning on a fan patch that's supposed to improve the performance. I don't see Capcom doing that. What's it called up your ass, Sony?
Go play Nightmare Kart.
Yes, guys, just go play Nightmare Kart if you want Bloodborne on PC.
There you go.
Oh man, I hate that Sony abandons its cool games and IPs like that, but at the same time, I still buy their consoles. Cognitive dissonance, I know. God, I need a drink.
It's because we like these games. We appreciate them. We want to see more. We want to preferably see good more. Not,
yes.
Oh God, stop kicking my boy in the face. He's already dead. And looking at you, Symphonia 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, guys. Whenever I see a franchise or IP that I see just being trapped by some corpos and and they're doing nothing about it, and the old devs are gone, usually I try to follow wherever those devs have gone and see what else that they made. And this doesn't just apply to Sony, by the way. This also applies to other companies where, oh, why can't they make them like they used to back then anymore? Well, it's because the developers have moved on. Like, for example, why haven't they made like the new Final Fantasies just like the old Final Fantasies? It's because they got different people work on the new Final Fantasies. And for example, I love Final Fantasy IV, so if I want more of whatever experience is like Final Fantasy IV, I look at who else has worked on the games like that. The designer for Final Fantasy IV worked on Live Alive, which got a remake, by the way. I highly recommend it. And for those of you who probably know this next game more, he also directed Chrono Trigger. So you ever played Chrono Trigger but never heard of Live Alive? There you go. You've got not Chrono Trigger. Kinda, maybe. It's really original.
Could also play Bravely Default or Octopath. Those are both good.
Yes. Like, I really like those games to the point where if anyone wants the classic Final Fantasies, like, I don't know, like Final Fantasy IV, for example, just play Bravely Default. It's basically Final Fantasy 5.5, I guess.
Or you could play Final Fantasy IV The After Years. That's an option.
Oh boy. I really played a little bit of that.
Do you like Boruto's, Tabby? Do you like Boruto's?
I knew you were gonna go somewhere with the Boruto comparison.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
I will admit, I jumped off the Naruto train around the time Shippuden started airing, and yeah. By the time I quit Naruto, Gaara was still kidnapped and not rescued yet, while I moved on to watching something else like Bleach, for example. And eventually I would hear about some weird shit that was done with Naruto and then Boruto, and it's like, okay, I'm kind of glad that I got more invested in other franchises. Heck, I'm glad that I became a Gurren Lagann fan a few years after that.
I like that you went to Bleach. I was like, yes, this will be better. This won't have padding or any weird shit like that. No, clearly Bleach is the better alternative.
Okay, I was young. I had to go through a lot of franchises before something stuck.
It's fine. I also like Kenpachi Zaraki. It's fine.
Yes. Yeah, we can criticize Bleach in any way, but we can never hate Kenpachi Ramasama.
Kenpachi is the best character in that entire show.
Yeah, exactly. When he's like already fucking strong, and then like once Ichigo proves himself, it's like, oh wow, this is fun. I don't have to hold back. And then some of us are thinking like, you were holding back,
you stupid child.
You dumbass, this isn't even my final form!
Kenpachi is holding back, he just doesn't know that he is.
Oh god, I just realized. I became Kenpachi in terms of Devil May Cry. Because I mentioned before... Yeah, when I mentioned before, it's like, oh man, I'm not as good as I could have been. I know I do better. And I see other people... Never mind, I probably look like the final boss to these newbies.
At least Bleach gave us hot babes. Yeah, okay.
That is true.
You can go anywhere in anime for that. It's not hard.
That is also true. Like, okay, as much as I like hot anime girls, if I need a franchise to stick out, it's gonna take more than a few waifus, alright? And also, Brodo, you're correct. One Piece does reign supreme. I'm still catching up. I've got like, what, around 100 episodes left. But I'm getting there, and I'm loving the journey. I'm so goddamn invested. I started like, 2 years ago? I've been binging on and off, and it's been a ride. Actually, wait, CrashStar, have you ever watched One Piece? If not, like, what's your take on as an outsider?
I've watched bits and bobs. I'm aware of what's kind of going on here and there. I already am like trying to catch up on other series that I said like I'm gonna watch this, but I can't actually just sit down and watch a show because I feel like I'm not being productive enough. So I had to have something in the background, which is nice because now like whenever I hang out with my girlfriend, we just sit there and we watch shows like, oh, okay, I want to watch this. Oh, okay, I want to watch this. We actually finished watching Eureka 7. We watched Outlaw Star. We watched Summer Wars. We watched Boy and the Beast. It's been a really cool way to catch up on stuff and also hang out with someone I really care for. It's been great.
Exactly, yeah.
As for One Piece, yeah, the parts that I've seen, yeah, it looks like it looks really cool. It looks really fun. I like Frankie. I like Law. I think Shanks is really cool. Boy, Garp is really cool. I like that guy. I've seen some cool bits. I like the camaraderie. I also like Bink Sake. I think it's a very heartfelt and very fun time. It's not just like epic fight scenes of Luffy knocking a freaking knocking a royal right in the face, which is really cool. But it's also about like, hey, these are people that genuinely care about each other. These are people that, you know, there's comedy, there's friendship, there's camaraderie. There's a reason why this show has lasted for so damn long, and yet it still is like, it's still feeling fresh, whereas Dragon Ball has to pull out a new transformation, a new color Goku for every other season to try to keep it somewhat saucy.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, that's so true. Quick, we gotta make some more Dragon Ball seasons. What do we do? Okay, like break the emergency glass, and it's just like Goku, but with like different rainbow color hair.
We must summon Nozawa. Okay, I'll begin the ritual. Ding, ding, da, 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 da. Nozawa-san, we beseech thee. Do you have another Goku for me to voice? Yes, Nozawa-sama. What color Goku is this? It's green, Nozawa-sama. Perfect.
Goddamn. But anyway, yeah, you're totally valid for saying that, you know, as nice as it is to catch up with every show that, you know, that we've been meaning to watch, we only have 20. Everyone has the same 24 hours, and we can't really spread ourselves too thin. And as someone who spent a lot of time catching up on One Piece, that also meant that I had to sit out on some other franchises, let alone anime seasons. But honestly, that's totally fine, because all right, here's where having limited time but a lot of friends becomes really handy, because then people could talk about things that I could never make the time for, but you know, they could tell me stories about what's going on, and I could just like, oh wow, that's the, and I could just live vicariously through them, you know. And One Piece took a lot of commitment for me to catch up on, but at the same time, I'm really picky with anime, and One Piece, it just happens to hit the right notes for me. It's got a lot of things that I enjoy. It feels like a journey that you would have in a Japanese role-playing game like Dragon Quest. It has all those epic fight scenes like what you would see in like Dragon Ball Z and such. And okay, I know this next part is divisive, but I really like the art style. Well, other than the homogenized women in some cases, but you know, that's a separate can of worms. Like, I really like how One Piece embraces its goofiness without looking the same as other anime franchises, where they have the same, you know, the same safe look while also trying to take themselves even more seriously without a shred of irony. While One Piece, while having its dark, serious moments, never forgets to be a fun franchise in both its art and its writing. And
Anime
I like that. Oh my gosh, Sword Art Online, anime Cal Arts.
FOMO do be hitting hard though.
Yeah, it does, but we have to remind ourselves that we only have so much time for all the, you know, for certain things. We can't possibly keep up with the flood of all the content that comes out, let alone seasonal anime. Seriously, who thought it was a good idea to release all those shows? Also, Sona, I am so sorry for shit talking Sword Art Online again. I'll say something nice about it. It looks good enough.
Zhao just
it's
wasted
polished.
10,000 channel points. What is wrong with you?
And one of my viewers just wasted their channel points.
Wowie zowie.
God damn it. Is this my punishment for like saying all this shit about One Piece art style being good while shitting on like something that plays things safe, even though usually that's what makes money? You guys decide to just throw your points away? Like, goddamn, what if I make some kind of redeem, like, oh, I don't know, like toggle Lady Tabby's bikini model on? Are you really going to be okay with throwing away your 10 channel points away? 10,000 channel points, I mean, I'm sorry, like just for that?
All my community does is call me a furry. That's all they do.
Oh man, I'm not sure which is worse. Actually, wait, no, like throwing away channel points is worse than being called a furry, because at least furries know how to have fun. Throwing away your channel points, that is a fucking waste. Jesus. Anyway, thanks for the redeems, Zhao Chen.
Jeez.
Yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, like we have to make peace that we cannot make time for every single thing. You're right, FOMO is a thing, and I feel it especially hard. I'm thinking, oh man, if I don't keep up with this new thing, I can't really keep up talking about with my friends and all that. Eventually, I just learned to let that go. Doubly so once I quit gacha games. They prey on my FOMO super freaking hard.
So you didn't download Pretty Derby is what I'm hearing.
Nope. I already quit gacha way before that came out. Like, okay, if I remember correctly, it was when we still had... Okay, so Wuthering Waves was still like in its 1.0, and then, well, Zenless Zone Zero had also just come out. Yeah, that's when I quit, and I just swore off any game that was free to play in gacha. I don't care if the characters look oh really attractive, or oh this gameplay looks neat. If there's gacha and it's free to play, that's a deal breaker. I know what that entails. They're just designed to get you to keep coming back and logging in, regardless if you are growing as a player or doing anything productive with gaming.
No, I get that. I dropped Hoyo games like a little while ago. I haven't touched any of those. I was like, oh, the character design slapped. I'm good. I'm done. You only like, I do dailies on like Rivals and Master Duel, or you know, if I can hang out with friends and just play those. I got Pretty Derby because of FOMO, and now it's really just a matter of like, oh, should I just stream it? Because one of my friends who does not much care for horses in general, they got into it for some reason. I have no idea why. Now it's gotten me curious. But from this, it is the easiest gacha game for me, honestly, because I have no investment. I don't really care which horse I get. It's the funny horse game. And also, which is ironic, because we've gone full circle. The Ouroboros has bitten its own tail. We have brought gacha gambling into horse racing. It is a gambling Ouroboros, my friend. It's come full circle.
My God, yeah, you're right. Like at least at this point, Uma Musume is way more honest about itself. Oh yeah, like you know, like horse racing and all that. Like, it's so freaking nuts, especially when the girls are based off of real life racing horses that also have to be tied to the Yakuza somehow.
Also, I've been seeing clips now that people are getting into it about like, wow, those horse girls really try their hardest. Wow, this horse is really crazy. Jesus Christ, this poor horse, what happened to it? Both IRL and in horse verse. It's so sad. Why is this horse so sad? I just want to give it a hug.
Oh my God. That's how they get you.
She's trying her best. She's doing her best. No one else believes in her except this one other girl. But God damn it, she's gonna give it her all. Run, horse girl, run!
Now give us your money!
Just do it.
Oh my God. Yeah. Whatever the case, I'm glad that I'm not actually feeling FOMO for the horse, you know, for the horse race and all that. I mean, yeah, I'm happy for my friends that are enjoying it. Like, you know, I'd rather they enjoy something than nothing. And this is one of those cases where, like, you know what, I'm good. I've already had my fill of gacha over the years, both the good and the bad.
That's
and
fair.
And I'll just admire whatever cool shit comes out of the fan arts and such from a distance.
Mm-hmm. I didn't jump on Punishing Gray Raven despite the fact that they have DMC stuff in there. I stopped myself.
Okay, yeah. I remember when I saw the Devil May Cry 5 collab with Punishing Gray Raven, and it made me almost want to download Punishing Gray Raven. Keyword, almost, because I already have the real Devil May Cry, and all it takes me is like, what, buying it for 20 or 30 bucks at this point. I see it go on sale for even cheaper. I don't need to put out the second mortgage or something just to make sure I have enough gacha tokens to get who I want.
To make Dante and Virgil viable and not like just get one tapped by whatever mob we have right now, or be outclassed by whatever anime girl we might have.
God, yeah. Actually, that's another reason why I quit gacha games. They don't reward your skill, they reward your time investment. And that's through having you grind for materials and leveling up. And if you don't do that shit, then the regular grunt is gonna take you 10 minutes to beat. I know, I've tried that with Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves. It is not fun, even though I try to make my own fun with crazy combos, okay? The sauce is there, but it is tainted sauce.
You know, it's funny whenever Dr. Faust like encourages you to spend money on it, but it's in-game money, so it's fine and it actually does shit. But it's like, hey, do you want to do a stinger? That'll be $5 US, baby.
God, yeah.
Do you want high time? Sorry, that's gonna be an additional $3. Oh, you want dance macabre? That's 20.
Yeah. Again, guys, this is why I'd rather just play action games where I learn to do this shit, not have some kind of brain rot Skinner box thing where I have to spend either time or money on this. Like, but again, I know a lot of people don't really like try to learn this stuff, and they'd rather just do something where, oh, they feel like they're doing something because they're spending time, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, they're not really learning or practicing stuff. It's more like, I don't know, they're just logging in and doing shit just because of the quick dopamine hit.
I mean, you know, people are like, I'm playing the Devil May Cries. Look, there's Dante, there's Virgil, there's Nero, there's everybody. There's all my favorite Devil May Cry characters from the hit Netflix series Devil May Cry.
Oh God, the Netflix show. Oh, right. What did you think of the Netflix show?
You know, when I watched it, I had a watch party with people in my Discord server, and initially I was poggy, and I was like, oh my God, look at that, it's cool. Look at all the characters from this, look at that. They have Alistair in the opening cutscene. But then after like rewatching it and, you know, assessing it more with a, you know, more critical eye, yeah, no, I'm good. That's not lady. That's a lady. That's some girl who's very angry and just wants to curse every 5 seconds.
It's just an Adi Shankar character.
It's
yeah.
It's not great. They really are gassing her up. And also, boy, the main antagonist was interesting until he wasn't. Until they just kind of like, you know, removed the interesting quality about him and just made him into a guy. And
yeah. As you guys can. Sorry, go ahead.
And then, you know, I popped off for Virgil, but then the Virgil that they have in there, boy, okay, I'm gonna just say this right out the gate. Virgil's a piece of shit. Virgil is a piece of shit.
In the show, by the way, guys.
No. Actual Virgil, like in series, Virgil is a piece of shit. He's super cool, but he is a piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
Like, he is an asshole. Dude is not a hero. Dude will rip his son's arm off, whether or not he knows that's his son. He don't give a fuck.
True.
He's not a savior. He's not a hero.
Remember, guys, he's your rival. You're supposed to want to fight him, and they'll give you more reason than just, I just want to be stronger than him.
Well, actually, if we could kind of gear, I actually want to talk about that. Rivals, because you and I both enjoy the character action games, and I think we can both agree like the best boss in a character action game is the rival character. It's you but better, or it's a similar move set, but it's maybe has like a few more bells and whistles. I always set Virgil as like the gold standard for what a rival character is. I put Jetstream Sam up there. I put Jean up there. I put Vorkin up there. Are there any? I put Devil Hand up there. Are there any other ones that you see as like, yeah, that's my dude? I would say Alistair, but I don't feel like you ever feel intimidated by Alistair in Beautiful Joe. Are there any other rivals like off the top of your head that you can think of like, yeah, that's my dude? And I feel like this only applies in character action games where they have to be explicitly better than you, because there are rival characters like in RPGs, like Disgaea 2, one of my favorites, where the rival character sucks. I love him. He sucks.
Wait, which is guy? Actually, yeah, that's kind of a big question. There's like 7 of them at this point.
Disgaea 2.
Oh, Disgaea 2.
Where your main character is Adele. He is a human fight boy. He likes to punch. He likes to fight honest. He has a red tie, kind of like a scarf, but it flows like a scarf. He is a dude who wants to fight honestly, and he just wants to punch stuff. He is the punch boy. His rival is Axel, the dark hero. Who is
We're
also
counting
a punch
Axel
boy.
as the rival?
Yes, he's the guy who has your moveset. He's the other punch boy. He sucks. You never feel intimidated by this guy, but I love him. He's great.
Okay, the fact that you bring him up and count him as a rival just kind of goes to show that I barely remember fighting him at all. I remember he was in the game. I remember fighting him a few times, but I don't remember counting him as a rival.
He pops up the most. Like, he's like the most reoccurring character in that game, and you whip his ass every time. But yes, that man is a rival to Adele. Everyone else, like with Valvatorez, he's just kind of a goon. He's just kind of there to just, job and all that jazz.
Right, yeah. I guess I'm more used to rivals where they're like, trying to outperform one another and not really the one-sided rivalries like what you just mentioned.
Like I said, with character action, it seems like they have to be somewhat better than you. They have to have your moveset, but better. This is why, like in DMC4, the rival character isn't Virgil, it's Dante. Dante is the rival character that you had the most fun fighting against as Nero. This is why in in Bayonetta 2, it's the Lumen Sage. In Bayo 3, I guess it's Strider. Even then, like, a rival character doesn't necessarily have to have your moveset. In the Strider games, Hiryu's rival is freaking Solo.
Huh. I didn't really get far in the... What was the Strider game that came out on PS4? Yeah, that was the one that I played. Oh, okay.
Strider. Yeah, Solo. Or I guess one of the three sisters, but I don't know if they really qualify as a rival, considering like they function as a unit or whatever. But no, it's like a character that just pops up. I guess even like if you're going to count Okami, Oki could be considered a rival, or Ninetales, considering they have your moveset where they just paint stuff.
Oh,
there's a lot of ways you can kind of interpret a rival character.
Right. It's not like a strict set of criteria. It's like, oh, you must check off all these boxes in order to count as a rival. It's like, you brought up all those diverse examples to show like, just what a rival could be, other than just the ones that we saw in your usual action games.
Now, obviously, the action ones might be a tad more memorable. You could definitely point to of like, oh shit, it's that guy. Oh shit, like Soul and Kai are rivals. And like, oh shit, you have Shadow the Hedgehog. That's a pretty easy example. Oh shit, it's Bass or Vile, or I guess Proto Man for Mega Man.exe. You have all these characters that just pop up consistently and thoroughly, and they're ready to just. Ultra Kill has its own rival character, but that kind of
V2.
Like, yeah.
God, I gotta get back to playing Ultra Kill. I will admit though, I'm not very good at that game because, like aiming while moving pretty fucking fast while switching between all my weapons. Yeah, no, that's kind of pushing it for me, but
I parry.
Oh, dude, I always like to parry just by punching things. Hell, I parry my own shotgun shells. Yes, guys, there is a first-person shooter where you parry your own shotgun shells just by punching it.
It makes it go better.
Yeah, I love it when video games let me do crazy shit like that, and it's not always explained to you. But once you find out, oh man, that's free dopamine right there.
Welcome to the Royal Guard Club.
Yeah. Once I learned how to use Royal Guard in later replays of the Devil May Cry games, I just couldn't go back to not using them. Especially whenever I fought against Virgil with Royal Guard. Suddenly, he's a piece of cake compared to all the times when I used to use literally any other style against him. Meanwhile, anyone who's new to Devil May Cry, they're always using something other than Royal Guard. Like, well, Swordmaster is the most popular one because, more attacks. And I don't blame them. But at the same time, before you guys can attack, you also have to defend. And that's where Royal Guard comes in, and I'm totally cool with it.
There is nothing that will put your balls in your throat more than Dante saying Royal Guard when you're playing as either Nero or Virgil or anyone else in like DMC4. It will put the fear of God into you. Don't hit that man. Don't hit him. Don't go near him. Just stay back. Just don't hit him. Don't hit him.
Yeah. Like, goddamn, I remember when I was playing Virgil in Devil May Cry 5, just what you would expect from any other Virgil modes, like, oh, just like the same missions, but as Virgil, and his moveset is pretty fucking fun to use. But as soon as you reach the final boss of his campaign in Devil May Cry 5, who's the final boss? It's not a red Virgil like in Devil May Cry 3, it's fucking Dante himself, and as fun as Dante is to play, once the tables have turned, suddenly, Cavalier charging at me is pretty fucking terrifying.
I would have been really stoked to have like Dante and then Nero as the final boss. That would have been pretty rad.
Oh yeah, that would have been really awesome. But at the same time, hearing Bury the Light in that final mission and fight against Dante more than makes up for that.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, you know who the worst rival is?
Who?
Virgil.
So he's
he's the best rival in the mainline games, and he's the worst one in the reboot.
But you just had to remind me of the reboot.
Because somebody decided, oh, you know what I'm gonna do as a goal? I'm gonna play vanilla DMC Devil May Cry.
Listen, I did it for the money. Okay, but one good thing came out of playing through that atrocity. And it's all thanks to Dokoro. Do you know what moment I'm talking about?
I do not. Please enlighten me.
Okay, so for Crash and literally anyone else listening, so this one time I was playing through Devil May Cry, DMC Devil May Cry, the reboot, because I was paid in subs to do so, and I'm a man of my word, and you can see my full playthrough on my YouTube channel. And I don't skip the cutscenes. I'm like watching them, just feeling my soul leave my body, and then we get to the part where okay, this might sound really weird for some of you guys without context, but our main characters had to kidnap the bad guy's girlfriend, who is pregnant, in order to do a hostage exchange because one of your allies was kidnapped. And so as you're doing the hostage exchange, you know what Reboot Virgil does, guys? He takes a sniper rifle, shoots the baby, gives the woman a few seconds to process what the hell just happened and cry before shooting her in the head. And this would have been the most upsetting thing to happen to me in any stream if Dokoro didn't redeem the sound alert that made the crowd cheer and go, "Ah!"
That's Virgil's version of Beowulf. That's what it is. God, that guy sucks.
Yeah.
God, that version of Virgil sucks.
He's so boring, and he's way worse of a piece of shit than literally anything the real Virgil has done. And his DLC side campaign is just meh.
Well, the thing is, you never feel like he's ever even a challenge. The thing that makes Virgil genius in DMC3 is like, first time you run into him, he whips your fucking ass because Dante isn't using Devil Trigger. Second time, it's an even fight. The only reason it doesn't finish off is because Lady pops in and then Jester shows up. Yep. Final fight, you beat his ass. It is a perfect progression of like, hey, that's the guy to beat. Now we're doing it. Yeah, we're in there. This
exactly
is a hacker who needs Dante to do the heavy lifting, who is just like, like I said, he uses a sniper rifle, a gun, which Virgil only uses like Ebony once. He's like, fine, I'll do it your way, just this once. And that's it. Virgil abhors guns. That's not really like the big whatever. It's just like, you don't feel any sense of intimidation. Oh, I guess because they had a conversation like, oh, my dick's bigger. Yes, clearly, rivals.
Goddamn, like Reboot Virgil is just a whole lot of nothing, like all that, and you never fight him at all until the very end. So there's like zero buildup whatsoever. Oh no, he wants to sacrifice one of our allies. I don't really count that.
Hey, do you like They Live?
Oh my god.
Do you like They Live? Do you want to play an action game of They Live? No? Okay, never mind.
Yes, we're going to reboot the franchise and make it just like They Live and have about as much political depth as a Facebook post.
At least there were no gay cowboys in it.
Whatever the case, I'm so glad that we ended up getting a Devil May Cry 5 instead of DMC 2.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. Also, by the way, I bring up gay cowboys because I think that was part of like their design process when they were designing Dante for DMC. Like Dokuro knows what I'm talking about. It's like Dante is not a gay cowboy. Dante would get laughed out of a bar if he wore what he wore in the mainline games. I like gay cowboy Dante. I like DMC4 Dante. I think
same here.
Uncle Dante. He's fun.
Yeah, like he's fun, and plus, I think that's his best outfit out of all the DMC games. Like, yo,
I agree with that. I think DMC 2's drip is pretty solid. It's one of the better parts of that game. But yeah, you know what? DMC 4, I like it. I like the spurs. I like the assless chaps. I like the fit. It looks good. It looks good. I would love to see more of DMC 1 Dante, but you know what? I'll take what I can get.
At least there are mods on PC.
There you go.
Yeah. Remember, guys, this is one of the reasons why I keep playing Devil May Cry games. It's not just that they're fun to play on their own, even without mods, but there are a lot of mods that come out for, for those games, especially Devil May Cry 5. Cosmetic mods, gameplay mods. In fact, I installed a mod called, how do you say this guy's name? SSCN Collaborative Cheat Trainer, which lets you do a bunch of things like randomize Bloody Palace, co-op, adjust turbo speed, put it up to like 200% speed if you're crazy enough. But I'm not gonna do that because I already do the double claw grip, alright? And I'm training myself in that. I'm pretty sure playing at double speed is going to break my hands. But yeah, if we're not gonna get Devil May Cry 6, then modded Devil May Cry 3, 4, and 5 will do.
Yeah. I mean, Itsuno's no longer at the helm. I don't know if Kamiya's gonna like decide to make DMC 1-2 or a remake of DMC 1 since he's working with Capcom now. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, at least it's good to know that he's working on a sequel to Okami.
Yep.
Whatever else that they do, I'm not sure. I'm not against a Devil May Cry 1 remake, but I would love to have a Devil May Cry 6, or have another new action game with its own bells and whistles as well. I'm not opposed to that, especially as a fan of Bayonetta and the Wonderful 101.
Astral Chain 2. Yeah, you know what? That's it. That's a pretty hell of a pick.
Yeah, that would be nice. But
Beautiful Joe reboot featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Oh man.
I mean, you say that, Brodo, but didn't we have a Dante cameo in one of the Beautiful Joe games?
In the first one on PS2, but the thing is, of like when you play as any character besides Joe, they all speak in reverse. So whenever you run into Alistair is like really miffed at Dante. Like, "Dear Diary, Dante hit me at a marionette. It hurt really bad. Worst part is he didn't even apologize. Dear Diary, Dante went to a whole nother something island, but didn't bring me." That was a reference to DMC 2, and Dante's all like, "I don't remember that."
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Did
you ever play Red Hot Rumble? Dante's in that too.
Okay, like I never played Red Hot Rumble, but I am familiar with it. But also, I find it really funny that Capcom acknowledges Devil May Cry 2, and that's it. They don't want to like, yeah, that was a thing. Moving on.
I mean, it's canon. It's canon to it happened before DMC 5. That's how Dante loses Cerberus. That's how Dante gets Balrog. He goes to Vidumar Lee because he was asked by Lucia to go deal with a fire demon, and then he finds Balrog, and the only weapon that he brings with him that is, that he did not leave with Enzo is Cerberus, because that's his favorite. And he goes and fights Cerberus. He goes and fights Balrog. Cerberus gets blown the fuck up. That's why we have King Cerberus in DMC 5. And then that's how Dante has Balrog right at the gate, because they know the Gauntlets and Greaves weapon is the best one.
Wait, you're talking about was it in a light novel or manga?
This was in a novel. This was in a novel that happened before DMC 5. This is kind of like explaining like, oh, here's what Dante was doing. This is why Dante has his new Gauntlets and Greaves weapon. This is what Dante was doing before he met V.
Okay, yeah, just making sure, because so besides watching the original Devil May Cry anime, I have a huge blind spot when it comes to the spin-off media of Devil May Cry. Yeah, oh no, the Devil May Cry streamer hasn't read anything. Fake fan. Like, don't worry guys, I will fix that in the near future once I don't have to worry about moving anymore.
I mean, the manga, the DMC 3 manga, which is out, is basically just it's kind of just telling you a little bit of like what happened before they went into Tim and Negru, although it's also kind of going on like what happened like in the early stages. It's like, oh, Dante and Virgil actually ran into each other before they got into Tim and Negru. Dante has to deal with this whole Alice in Wonderland bullshit thing for a hot second.
Right. I read like one chapter of the manga, but you know,
Enzo's there for a second with prostitutes, so he's doing that. You know, you're not missing much. It doesn't really add too much. It does give you like, oh, well, Dante ran into like a couple demons. Also, hey, we're just going to go ahead and break the seal that Sparta put on, you know, the Tim and Negru. You know, Sparta was a pretty cool guy. That's what I want to hear more about. I want to learn more about Sparta.
Yeah.
I know he woke up to justice, and that was pretty cool. I'd like to see some more stuff. All we get is really a costume every now and again.
Yeah, like it would be nice to at least see some spin-off media featuring Sparta and, you know, what made him rebel against demonkind for humans. We don't hear anything else, but you know, I'm kind of okay with Sparta kind of be like, oh, I don't know, like just being mentioned. You know, he kind of has that air of mystique. That's
fine. That actually is fine. I guess if you want more Sparta lore, play Bayonetta 1. Technically, it kind of has some Devil May Cry lore in that, like, there's an item called the Bangle of Time that Bayo gets, and it for certain items they go like, oh, this was used by the witch, blah 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 blah. For the Bangle of Time, it's like, this was used by the witch Eva with her chosen demon that she is like bound to, the Dark Knight. So there you go. Dante's mom may or may not have been a witch.
Wow. I've played Bayonetta several times, and yeah, I never bothered to stop and read all the item descriptions, even though I'm well aware that they wrote a shit ton of flavor text in there, which, okay, I'm glad that it's like an option for me to read if I want to get into that, but at the same time, having details like that hidden and not being known to me for like, I don't know, more than a decade until you bring it up, Jesus Christ, that blows my mind. It's like all of a sudden I discover, wow, the color of the sky is blue. I just have to look up.
Bayo 2 had a friggin' Wonderful 101 reference.
Oh, where was that?
You fight a guy, you fight one, he's like, oh, I will kill you, witch. And she's like, oh, so you'd say diplomacy has failed. And then it's like, I think the demon, the angel's called like Valiant. It's like, it used a Valiantium blade, which it either borrowed or it lent to a group of 100 masked heroes.
Oh, wait a second. You said Bayonetta 2, right?
Bayo 2, yes, Bayo 2.
Oh shit, and that came out before the... Wow.
Yeah. You know, no one talks about Bayo 3, like aside from the hype and one of the VAs being a bad person, didn't anyone really play it? I played a pinch of it. I stopped. It just wasn't grabbing me. Nothing against like Jen Hale, like she's great as Bayo, but it's like, I don't know. It really is kind of a buzzkill when you know, the new character is kind of treated as a joke and isn't getting anything, and meanwhile Bayo's getting all the cool devil arms, but also you see a Bayonetta die every 5 minutes, so it's like, wow, this is kind of, and I kind of already know where this is going because there were way too many leaks that just popped up and just kind of got on my feed, and it's like, oh, that's how you end it? That's how you treat X character? Okay. Wow, you were cribbing notes from Devil May Cry 5, but not nearly enough.
Yeah, honestly, as someone who bought Bayonetta 3 at launch and played from beginning to end, I was so disappointed in it.
Hey kids, do you like Jean? Yeah! Fuck you!
Oh my god. Dude, they did Jean dirty there. Like, okay, like, there's an adorable reference to Cutie Honey, but like, having these 2.5D levels where I could barely see shit because they did not optimize this game for the Switch, even though there's Bayonetta 1 and 2 on Switch. You could use that as a baseline for improving the performance. Platinum Games, why didn't you do that? And
no, the character who's just as strong as Bayo should be relegated to stealth sections.
Jesus. Yeah, it's so dumb. And I will admit, this took the wind out of my sails as a Platinum Games fan, because yeah, all that stuff, as well as like hearing about how the company has been like mismatched and not really kind of working on like some some mediocre games, or just doing some, doing some grunt work for notable titles like Final Fantasy 16, for example. So when I heard that Ninja Gaiden 4 was being developed by Platinum Games, that got me worried. But also, I'm trying to remain cautiously optimistic because, considering that they helped work on Final Fantasy 16, and I love Final Fantasy 16 enough to dump 300 hours into that, I could at least assume that they know how to do the grunt work. As for whether or not they can lead a project themselves, that remains to be seen until we get our hands on Ninja Gaiden 4. Though, considering that Neo 3 is on the horizon, I guess I can kind of understand where Team Ninja is coming from when they decide to assign Platinum Games to Ninja Gaiden 4 while they focus on Neo 3, because Souls-likes are now putting food on the table for them more.
At the very least, even if it doesn't do super well, at least you have another Ninja Gaiden game to enjoy.
Yeah, and that's Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
Well, I meant the upcoming 2D one.
I know that was a joke, but that too. I really like the demo for Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Also, Jane Hopper, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Heist Cat Burglar. Please don't forget to follow CrashStar VT, the Henshin Hero Vtuber and voice actor. He's a really cool dude, and I love promoting my homies here on this podcast. Yeah, but actually, playing through the demo of Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is part of what sold me on action platformers and made me realize, okay, maybe I do know how to play games like this, especially if there's a certain flow to how they move.
Yeah, no, I've enjoyed Kamen Rider the Fighter. Are you talking about a fighting game for Kamen Rider games? Because I've seen there's some 3D fighters, but if you're talking an Arc Sys style one, like Tokon Souls, which looks fucking rad as hell.
God,
I'd be into that.
Yeah, that would be so fucking cool. I've become a huge shill for Arc System Works, so I was so thrilled to see that they're the ones working on a Marvel fighting game, and meanwhile, Capcom doesn't seem interested in making another Marvel fighting game. Which, okay, yeah, sure, go ahead and skip out on free money, why don't you?
I mean, it's you know what? It's fine. It's 4v4, and it's already got a pretty solid ass cast I'm looking at. I'm just curious as to who else they're gonna add. If Rivals is anything to go off of, they might throw in some more obscure picks, or they might go with some safe ones. I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably. Who knows? But I am looking forward to that game. I'm really curious to see how they will do a 4 versus 4 fighter. But at the same time, I'm not a game designer, so I'll just let the game designer surprise me.
Yeah. No, I agree. That is,
wait.
I actually did it. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, you go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say? I was thinking you're looking at the chat.
Oh yeah, I was looking at chat. I was addressing what Brodo says. He says, no, it's okay, Tabby, because this lets Capcom get to making. I assume that stands for Capcom versus SNK 3.
Capcom versus 3. CV, yeah, Capcom versus. Oh man. They're kind of already doing that with SF6 and the new Fatal Fury game.
Oh yeah, they're already doing that with cameo DLC. So I'm not so sure if a dedicated Capcom versus SNK 3 is necessary, especially since Capcom is going the live service route with Street Fighter 6, with not just the DLCs but also the battle passes for some weird reason, those microtransactions, and Tekken 8 is doing the same thing, which I will admit both of those things kind of. Yeah, I ended up going to playing Arc Sys games because they don't have that sort of thing. And not only that, oh, also we got a raid. Hello Raiders, welcome to the stream. Today we have goddamn, I hit my mic. VTuber Scuff. Today we're doing a podcast called Heroes Day Off, where I bring other VTubers over, where we talk about cool things because we're really awesome nerdy creators. Joining me is CrashStar VT, the Henshin hero and voice actor. So if anyone needs to run, that's totally understandable. But if you guys want to stick around to listen to us shoot the shit and hear why superhero VTubers are awesome, we'll take it from here, Meatski.
They're playing some Date Everything.
Oh my god, that's the game that was made by by some some of the voice actors like Ray Chase and such. And yeah, I've seen some bits of that game, and it's pretty interesting how they personify random objects, like Dorian, for example, voiced by Ben Starr, and all the variations of Dorian.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never played that game myself, but I just watch friends play it, and I don't know, I'm just tagging along and watching what other people do. Dating visual novels aren't exactly my thing, but I do enjoy watching people play them. Oh, apparently Mitsuki claims Dorian as her husband. Oh, okay. I see you, Mitsuki. I see you.
That's fine. That's okay. I've actually I have recently started dabbling a pinch into visual novels. We actually do a live dub of Stories from Soul the Gun Dog on Fridays with some friends. It is very much 80s mecha anime inspired. It is pretty cool. It's got a pretty cool art style that you can either do in like black and green, or you can do it in Joujinshi style or in like full color mode. It's cute. It's fun, and it makes you feel like you're a crewman on Gundam. Oh no, we got another raid. Cool.
Oh my gosh, another raid. Welcome raiders. Welcome to the stream. We're doing a podcast right now. God damn, I didn't think there would be more raids coming in. I just assumed like maybe we wrap this up in a couple of hours, but like the people want superhero VTubers apparently.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, okay. I played that one before. Wait, have you ever played Horizon Zero Dawn, Crash?
I played the section in Astrobot. That's about it.
Yeah. I played the Horizon Zero Dawn myself. It's what you expect from a third-person open world game, especially from Sony. So it's movie-like. So yeah, there's definitely an audience for that. Though I will give them credit for one thing: robot dinosaurs. I really want to build a plastic model kit of the robot Tyrannosaurus Rex. Also, Deku, it's not strictly a superhero podcast. I call this a crossover VTuber podcast because so the goal of my podcast, guys, is that I invite all sorts of creators that I know and respect, because I like to connect with people while also discussing, what we do and what we like and all that, because I like having meaningful conversations like that rather than just have some white background noise about a bunch of topics that I don't care for. So yeah, if you're looking at this and thinking it's a superhero podcast, don't worry, you don't need to be a superhero. In fact, you can be a cat girl like Cozy Cat Girl. You can be a villain wizard like Mitsuki Wizard. Like, all VTubers as welcome, as long as I know you, I see what you do, and I wanna chill out and tell everyone, hey, follow this person. We need more VTubers like this, gain more attention. Which, hey, that applies to you as well, buddy.
Hey, I'm happy to be here, and like I said, I gotta return the favor. I gotta return the favor at some point and have you on one of my shows. Oh
yeah, I'll eventually do that, maybe after the move, and
Oh yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I do like collaborating with people that I know are fantastic VTubers, because there are so many VTubers out there, different kinds, but at the same time, it's pretty tough to see which ones are worth watching more, or what makes certain ones stand out, especially when VTubing is so accessible, and these days anyone can be a VTuber, but you have to get really creative with what sort of content or stream you're running in order to attract those certain audiences that you want. And thankfully we found people that we can connect with and people that enjoy watching us, and I'm always gonna be grateful for that. Even though I would love to show off my Devil May Cry combos to 500,000 people or something, but hey, I can dream, can I?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Just gotta keep hitting the grind.
Yeah, exactly. And hey, no matter if you become mainstream or not mainstream, as long as you're having fun with what you're doing and making the right connections with the people you like what we were talking about earlier in this podcast, then yeah, it'll be all worthwhile and your life will be better for it. Which, by the way, guys, for those of you who came into this podcast 2 hours late, I actually have episodes. Well, okay, episode. This is episode 2. I upload episodes on my YouTube. Let me just remind you guys of right there. And also, yeah, shocker. I know I have a socials command with different links.
Wowie.
Yeah, and also I gotta remind people to follow CrashStar. Oh, there we go. Oh, right, you were playing Moon Remix RPG.
Yeah, that was a weird one, dude. That is if for those of you who like the Undertale, hey, Toby Fox wasn't inspired just by Earthbound. He was inspired by another game, a really weird game, a really bizarre game called Moon, where the objective, I know this is gonna be heresy to say, with the two of us, the tagline is, don't be a hero. Embrace, enjoy the experience, experience love. Because in that game, the quote-unquote hero is an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get very far in Moon Remix RPG because it's such an obtuse adventure game, and whenever I'm just running around like a headless chicken, I have no idea what I'm doing, I run out of what's essentially my life bar, and it's game over, and I have to reload where I saved.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's boy, my girlfriend's awesome. She made a whole list of what steps I should take in order to, not just be dicking around for however long.
I've said this earlier, but again, your girlfriend sounds like a keeper.
Mayatsumi is great. Yes, she is.
Wow. Man, that's just so awesome of her to do. Yeah, but hey, I'll at least give credit to Moon Remix RPG Adventure for doing its own thing, having its own identity, and just, even though I never got past the first area, at least it's a memorable experience, okay? Rather than just like, oh, well, that was the thing. Okay, moving on and throwing this into the pile of all the other samey games here and there.
I feel like that kind of was the case for me for like a recent game I played. I think it was called Bat Boy, where I played through it. It was like, oh, this is kind of a cool Mega Man side-scrolling game. Oh, and it's over now. Oh. It took about 3 hours, and the final boss was nothing. Oh, okay. Anyway.
Yeah, that's something that I'm always worried about whenever. Okay, not just if like with video games, but also with some of my own content creation and such. Like, if I just end up being a really mediocre version of whatever else is popular. Which, by the way, guys, I always tell everyone this: find your niche and stick out rather than trying to chase the same audience as whoever is popular. I don't know. I don't really keep up with who's super big these days, at least in the indie VTuber scene anyway.
I occasionally might see a video of like Doki Bird. She seems pretty cool. I like her.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll admit I'm a very casual viewer of streamers like Doki Bird. Am I a hardcore fan? No, and I'll be honest, I'm rarely starstruck these days. I'm not a heartless monster, guys. The one time I was starstruck was when I met Travis Willingham and Laura Bailey.
There you go.
Yeah, but then after that, it's like, oh, people who have really cool jobs. Awesome. Thumbs up. There are people just like me. Moving on.
That was me when I took my first class with Jameson Price. I was just, it was via a Zoom call, and I was so nervous. But this is like the guy who I enjoy. I enjoyed his work in Catherine. I enjoyed his work in as Iron Tager. Oh man, I enjoyed his work in Persona 5. Guy's great. Really love his voice. It's very soothing.
Hey, it's all right. Even though I dislike Persona 5, I will admit his voice acting in Persona 5 is a redeeming quality. Yeah. Oh, and let's not forget his most famous and biggest role that I think everyone should know about in the year 2025. Elvis in God Hand.
Wait a minute. Wait. What was that?
I'm serious. Yeah, I'm serious. Look it up.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, like Overweight Demon, who's who's also like speaking like, you know, vulgar Spanish.
You're making me hungry, hombre.
Yeah. So for all of you Persona fans who wonder what Sojiro would sound like if he was saying things like "Cabron," there you go. Go play God Hand. You're welcome.
Bring it on, pendejo. Yeah, you can wax on, wax off all you like. I'm still kicking your ass.
Oh man.
Or Jelly Jiggler from Bobobo.
Oh god.
Bobobo? Yeah, that was him.
I remember Bobobo, but also I watched Bobobo during my days of watching anime before I considered myself an anime fan. So it was extra weird to me as someone new to anime back then.
It's just the Johnny Young Bosch scene that always just kills me. He's like, "Oh hey, we're gonna do a fun little quiz about friendship. If you get the answer right, you get this neat little pen. But if you get it wrong, you'll have to say hi to Mr. Bang Bang now."
What the fuck? Jesus.
I believe that character's name was Mr. Bo Jiggler.
Jesus. Oh, Bruno says, wait, that was me getting to meet Ryo Horikawa, the Japanese voice of Vegeta. Wait,
nice.
Like being starstruck with a voice actor that you met? But okay, yeah, that sounds pretty fucking awesome, dude.
Oh yeah, he was the announcer for Street Fighter 4. I remember that.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of Street Fighter 4. Well, okay, other than that game, like looking cool and feeling fun to play, even though I had no idea what the hell I was doing. It was always cool to hear Jameson Price announce the matches, so it would win or lose. Yup.
Did you know that Cody Travers is the strongest human being on the planet? The game says so.
Jeez.
He's so powerful, you guys.
Very powerful indeed. I will admit though, I am okay. So admittedly, I'm not experienced with the Street Fighter games as I am with Tekken or Guilty Gear. Like, okay, I have some experience playing like a bit of Third Strike and Alpha, but other than that, I'm kind of a Street Fighter baby who just knows how to play Ryu. But you know, at least I know how to play the Shoto that basically teaches me how to play any fighting game ever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really like super familiar with with Street Fighter in general. I play it every now and again. I play the arcade mode. It's pretty fun. Honestly though, when I was picking out my character, my main for Street Fighter 6, I was like, all right, who do I have options here? Well, Cody's not in the game. All right, Alex isn't here yet. All right, who do I have access to? Well, I could play Ken. Oh wait, he was in Crypto. Guile, how's it going, my man? How you doing? Oh, Terry's here. Never mind. Bye, Guile.
Oh my god.
My main is an SNK character, not even a Street Fighter character.
Jesus. You make Guile sound like a rebound that you did before, you know, someone you're really into comes in.
I don't play Charge, Tabby. I was adapting. I was like, all right, if I'm playing SF6, I gotta learn how to play Charge because Guile's kind of cool. Oh, Terry just got announced? Never mind, later.
Oh my gosh. Okay, honestly, I don't blame you. I don't play Guile either because, like you, I usually don't do charge inputs myself. I find them really unintuitive to execute. So when Venom came around in Guilty Gear Strive and I tried playing him, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and then when I saw the inputs, I struggled to even do do that.
I'll take my Leo Whitefang, thank you very much. That's a Jameson Price character also, but that's charge inputs I can get behind.
Oh, okay. I never really played much of Leo, even though I bought literally every DLC character ever. Unless he was in the base game. I forgot he was
in base for Strive. He was base character in Strive. I think he was also base in Exard, if I remember correctly.
Oh, damn. I am so used to everyone being in the game as soon as they're out that my memory just wipes who was in the base game and who was in the DLC.
I woke up one morning, strangers say hello to me. Tomorrow names will be carved on the stone.
Also, Brodo, that looks like a really fun story. Falcon Punch. I would love it if my favorite actors got to do that as well. Let alone someone who voiced. Wait, that was the voice of Captain Falcon. I didn't know that.
And the I suppose for like whenever everybody was posting that as like a meme of like, Falcon
Punch! While mean of truth plays. Da, 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 da. Oh,
F-Zero
man.
GX is now available on Switch 2. Go play it.
Yes. Oh, Ryo Horikawa is the voice of both those guys. Okay. Also, goddamn it, another raid. I mean, I know I'm popular, but jeez, especially. Oh, Mario Kart. Anyway, hello Raiders, welcome to the stream. We're doing a podcast called Heroes Day Off, where I invite creators that I know and want to promote, while we're also just talking about really cool things here and there. CrashStar is a Hero Vtuber and a voice actor. Please go check him out. And oh, okay, Mario Kart. Okay, I'll admit I really like arcade racers. I'm not really a fan of the more realistic ones, but something like Mario Kart and Need for Speed, yeah, that's more my jam. Which, funny enough, I never played F-Zero.
F-Zero, especially GX, I've been playing it here and there. Boy, when they said that game was hard, yeah, no, they weren't kidding. Also, wow, if you play the story mode of that game, Captain Falcon is kind of caked up, not gonna lie.
Jeez.
I mean, you know what? I think the people who did the cutscenes were the team who did the Yakuza cutscenes.
Huh. Okay, you've really piqued my interest, especially since I love the Yakuza cutscenes.
I'm almost positive that I feel like there was some crossover. I want to say that was the case. Oh man,
it really feels like it. It really looks like it. I'm trying to.
Oh, I hope I'm not pulling that. I hope I'm not just pulling that randomly. I feel like Nagoshi worked on that. Yeah, Nagoshi did that. That's F-Zero GX. Okay, yeah.
All right,
Nagoshi
fucking A. Another reason for me. Himself. All right, another reason for me to check out the F-Zero games. Which I feel like I should have done that at this point, but oh well.
Yeah, you know.
Like I said, we only have so much time for so many games out there that you know, it's always nice to at least hear about these things, acknowledge it, and go like, that sounds fucking rad.
F-Zero's been dead for a while anyway. I think you're all right.
Yeah, okay, F-Zero fans, I feel for you, especially as a Devil May Cry fan, where, you know, we have to wait a fucking lifetime from a gamer's point of view just to get another Devil May Cry game. I'm guessing we're gonna get Devil May Cry 6 in like what, 20 years later.
How you doing over there, Yakuza fans? Oh, I couldn't have a double game, but if you insist. Oh.
Yakuza fans, you guys are eating too well. Please share some of that with us.
They were starting for a good long while. They earned this.
Okay, point taken. Especially since I used to be one of those Yakuza fans before Yakuza 0 blew the hell up. I was one of those people where like Yakuza 3 and 4 were brand new at the time, and people weren't even sure if Yakuza 5 was even going to come over to the States, and all we got was a digital copy on PlayStation 3. Yes, guys, real story. So once Yakuza 0 blew the hell up, okay, now we're getting more Yakuza games, to the point where we're getting them every year. Even if it's not called Yakuza, it sure as hell plays like it. I'm looking at you, Lost Judgment.
I mean, that it's in the same universe. You meet up with Lost Judgment characters in like The Man Who Erased His Name.
Yep. I remember doing that. I played almost all of the Yakuza games, though I have not yet played Pirate Yakuza. I do want to, though, especially when they were showing. Yeah, especially when they were showing off some of the gameplay, showing that, oh, you can do air juggles and style switching, and I thought to myself, they're seriously marketing to the Devil May Cry players, and it's working.
You get to play as everybody's favorite crazy boy, Goro Majima.
Yes, while also dressing him up as Monkey D. Luffy.
He's gonna be king of the Yakuza pirates.
Yes. Yeah, the real One Piece is in Hawaii.
Get ready to go fight Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay, so as much as I want to keep going, we've actually been live for way longer than I had planned, but this was a fantastic episode, and we got a lot more out of it than I expected. So, for anyone that rated in pretty late, first off, I apologize that you guys came in pretty late as I'm wrapping up this episode. But also, I do upload the episodes on my YouTube so that you guys can go check that out, listen to them, and feel like you're part of the conversation, even though, well, okay, I love having podcasts around where I can listen to them in the background anyway. That's part of why I have them upload. But anyway, let me actually wrap this up for realsy. So, Crash, you have any closing statements for our dear viewers before we go and raid out?
It has been a hell of a time. I'm always down to collab with you, Tabby. I thank you so much for having me here. It's been great. Hope to do it again sometime.
Yeah, same here, dude. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start a raid. I see my rigging pop live right now, so we'll just go say hi to him, and then yeah, that's about it. Oh, one more thing on my end. So if anyone wants to come and watch me stream before I take a stream break and focus on moving, I'm going to be streaming Devil May Cry 5 tomorrow and the day after. So that's your last chance to see me before I go take a break and then continue streaming activities in August. Anyway, with that being said, my name is Arsen D Tabby, and this is CrashStar. And yeah, have a good time zone, everyone. We'll see you later.
Thank you.